Hey, Kason.
Yeah.
We got to go all the way across the country. I think we should see how far we can get down to legal reserves in a normally aspirated Cirrus. Like, we're going to go high and efficient and see how far this bird will go.
Let's do it.
Okay?
Yeah.
That was a long trip. We went 1,201 miles. Actually, it was a little bit farther than that because we had some deviating around storms. And we just went for best fuel economy. Normally aspirated Cirrus, 17,000 feet. And we used an extra 5 gallons that first hour for the climb getting up there. And then we pulled it back to, we just pulled the prop back to 2,600 RPM, left manifold as high as it would be at that altitude. And got Lena Peak down to 10 gallons an hour, 9.9 gallons an hour. And we flew 6.5 hours and landed with 12 gallons of fuel on board. And so at 10 gallons an hour, which is what we kept it at all the way down through the descent, that gave us over an hour reserve to a nice VFR arrival. And we shot an approach just for fun, just to do an approach with it. But over an hour of fuel after 6 hours and whatever it was, 30 or 40 minutes of
long.
flight. That was long. But man, that can go a long ways. And this Cirrus only has 81 gallons of gas. This isn't one of those new ones with a lot more fuel. So 6.5 hours of fuel. Neither of us had to use any porta potties or anything. We just, dehydrated and made it. Actually, just didn't take drinks on the way, and that was good. So there's the longest trip I've ever done on a Cirrus. But I think that works out to be, all in all, including the extra 5 gallons of fuel climbing, an average of, we figured it was 10.89 gallons per hour average. We had no tailwind to speak of, a little bit at the start, then a crosswind, then a headwind, and our ground speed averaged 160 knots, and our true airspeed sat at 159 to 161 knots. I've never had a more exact flight. So 1,201 miles in a Cirrus with reserve and no push from the wind to help. That's awesome.
That was pretty awesome.
I did that again. We watched 3 movies on the way out here. So made it a short trip. That is all.